Taking our breath,
There we are.
and we're live.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hello, folks. I don't know. Is anybody else? It looks like maybe somebody's
Could
actually.
be. Let's
Quite a
see.
few people signed up for this esoteric.
Oh, Rodney must have signed up. I don't know if he's
A
on.
bunch of people have signed up. There's
Yeah.
actually pretty
chatted
big
in.
sign up
And Mark,
for our bunch, but I don't know who we have online.
you have signed in. I will
Oh,
sign.
Since we got more, but I don't know. Hard for me to tell. Who knows? But we'll talk about this anyway.
Yep.
Because this is recorded and it goes to YouTube and all kinds of good stuff will show up. That's good. Oh, and what do we have to talk about? Well, what is it? Advanced Act with the Matrix. And yes, this is our usual laid back way of doing things. So far we showed what we would call the beginning, which is simply you show people the matrix. And probably back then we said everything to do with ACT is going on.
It's all in there.
You just don't have to say any of it, which is best because most people don't want to hear about that.
Yeah.
The number one thing I have seen in my years now of training ACT and then watching other people and listening to other people train ACT. And I did this and Phil did this. You start teaching ACT. So to start ACT, you say, well, I need to teach acceptance.
Yep.
And I need to teach diffusion.
Yep.
And I need to teach values. And I need to teach mindfulness. And so you're like a teacher, not a therapist, but a teacher. And well, that would be like a physical therapist teaching you with words about walking or something.
Yeah. Here's a walking chart.
Right, I'm going to explain walking to you, and like, no, you got to walk, you got to do it. And so, long story short, what the Matrix does is just have people walk. You just walk into what is the elements of the experiences of what is in large part known as acceptance and commitment therapy. So you just walk into it. Then we did intermediate. And intermediate is really just adding sorting. And if you haven't been with us, what that means is you have Phil just had it up. And,
I'll put that up again.
Think of it as 4 cubby holes, like you're an old mail clerk, and
Yep.
you got 4 cubby holes right there. Okay, and so you bring up a piece of mail and you say, oh, that goes there. Bring up another piece of mail and you go, oh, that goes there. So that's called sorting. And of course, that takes cognitive processing to do that. Even if you were just a mail person doing it, you got to read the address.
Yeah. Stop and pause and notice.
Pause and notice whose name is on the cubby hole and make sure. And of course, sometimes you make a mistake and stick the wrong piece of mail in the wrong cubby hole because it's human nature. You do that sometimes. And so what we then do is have people, having taught them which experiences go into which cubby hole. And so we have the who's important to you experiences, and they go in the lower right. And we have the unwanted internal experiences like fear and anxiety and stuff, and they go in the lower left. And then we have the behaviors that you do to get relief from the yucky stuff. And those behaviors are sorted into the upper left. And finally, what do I do to do stuff for other people, for people who are important to me? and now those behaviors go in the upper right. And inviting people to sort is that, and then there's the art of it. How you have people talking along in a conversation, and you politely, is that the word you use, Phil? Politely?
The art of gently interrupting.
Oh, gently interrupted, like Dirk Gently, yeah.
Yeah, Dirk Gently. Dirk Gently's detective agency.
Yeah, gently interrupting, and that's it. And there is a bit of a social art to that. There's no real science because the person is talking along. Now you can do the obvious ones. They are talking about their spouse or something, and you can say, "Oh, remember the diagram? Where might your spouse go?" And they sort it. Maybe they're talking about fear and anxiety, and you go, "Oh, where might that go?" And then stick it in the lower left. And same with relief and toward. And then you hit the mistakes. Where does your spouse go? Lower left. And now here's where this is where it's more the science comes in. You just leave it alone.
That's right.
You don't correct it because it's requesting the sort is your job. Where might that go? That's your job. The correctness of where it goes, that's not your job. That's not. And there's where this gets counterintuitive, very much so, because so much of our world is that you need to be right
Oh, yeah.
in your answers. And this isn't about having the right answers. Yeah. This is about being in a workable process. And that's it. The outcome of ACT is a process. And so you're in this process of realizing who and what's important to you, and noticing yucky stuff, and having the wisdom to know when to get relief, like take some Tylenol for a headache, or just write it out and take it with you. That's the acceptance part of ACT, by the way, is when you know to just have the anxiety and take it with you to do some upper right thing. Like and so that's basically it. So the sword is extraordinarily powerful. And so you can do therapy for years, literally having people do chit chat, check in. I'm sorry, that's an old term that we used to use in training. But a lot of therapy boils down to chit chat, we call chit chatting with people, checking in with people. How you doing? That kind of stuff, because you just get tired of doing the protocol driven therapies, any of it. So this way you can do the chit chat, check in, and every once in a while go, oh, remember the diagram? Where might that stuff go? And you become very artful at doing that for a long time, if that's what the client needs, or very short, single 2-session therapy or whatever.
Yes.
You can do whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how this is. And so now we get to advanced. Well, what's advanced? Well, advanced is sort of talking about the counterintuitive nature of acceptance and commitment therapy. And I guess the first thing I would start with is the philosophy that it rests on, because that's advanced. But it's important because we could just call it the workability philosophy. And that is where we're establishing a direction for our life. And an ACT, traditional ACT, they call that values. Phil and I, we didn't say who's important to you. Either way, it's a direction. I want to live my life so that it takes me that way. There you go. To establish that direction is extraordinarily important. And that's why we start. The first question Phil and I ask is, who's important to you? Because that's a direction. That's a tip of the hat toward you're moving toward who's important to you, is the way to say that. And now you ask the question, either beforehand, what might work to move me toward that person? Or maybe you do a behavior and then you say, gee, I noticed myself doing that behavior. Did that work for my relationship with who's important to me? And that's the other way, but you're always asking that workability question. Notice we didn't try to fix anything. And that's it. So ACT is built on that workability model and not on fixing thoughts or fixing feelings, or, it's not to fix your depression or fix your anxiety or anything. It's about workability. Now, the really, really fancy words for that workability model, Steve Hayes called it functional contextualism, which is a mouthful. It's easier to say workability. Is what I'm doing, working to get me where I want to go. And the question, and the answer where you want to go is always traditional ACT. It's called the value. Phil and Kevin Matrix ACT. It's who's important to you. It's a direction. Either way, it's a direction. And it is built on that. And we're going to look for workability. And so you do chit chat check-in. So now we're sorting, and you can add the question. This is advanced. Well, what do you think? Is that working to get you? I mean, in this case, we'll just say where you want to go. Is it working to get you where you want to go? And it's not your job to answer that question, you as a therapist. That's a legitimate question that you have asked of your client. Is it working to get you where you want to go? And that completes the big picture of ACT. That's where we sometimes draw a big circle all the way around.
Now, once we complete it, then
we'll put work or working with question marks all around it, meaning that everything. Meaning, so I'm having anxiety. Is that working? I'm doing something to get rid of anxiety. Is that working? You say, how could anxiety work? Easy. Work to keep you alive. We humans are really good at being skittish.
Your tire pressure light goes on in your car.
And then at first you try to fix it, and then it stays on no matter what the heck you do. Then frustration sets in.
Absolutely. But you might get lucky and put some air in it, and
especially after you get the manual out, figure out how to reset it. Reset it. There's not going to go off.
You can't even call it reset. They call it calibrate.
Yeah, whatever, And of course, finally, they had to sell you a several $100 tire pressure monitor that goes in your tire. But we digress.
Yes.
Anxiety can work. Anxiety might not work. Don't know. Relief moves can work. If I take Tylenol to get rid of a headache so I can go to the kids' dance recital or whatever, that works. So our relief move worked. But then maybe I do something that I think is a great idea as for somebody, my significant other or somebody, and they don't like it. And it didn't work. Well,
okay.
Got to learn from experience here. Learn what works. So it's always asking that workability question. And that never stops. That's where the outcome of ACT is a process. It's always that set things up so that you can ask that workability question. So that brings us to the art and science of making the right thing easy to do. Because what do you want to encourage folks to do? And you can indeed encourage them to do this, is set up their life so that doing these workable things, or doing this process of discovering workability, is easy. And we humans are really good at making things hard. And oftentimes they're made unnecessarily hard because we go to power and control rather than workability. So, and what do you say? What do you mean by that, Kevin? Well, if I'm trying to fix depression by changing my thoughts and taking pills and doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm not saying you don't have to ever take pills for depression, it might be necessary, I don't know. But you get in that trap, and that it's like your tire pressure thing, right?
Yeah, right.
The damn light won't go off. You ever had your check? How about your check engine light?
Oh, that's even worse. Yeah. Tire's one thing. Engine's like, oh man.
And then it won't go away.
Yeah,
And
no.
they take it to the shop and they say it's fine.
Yeah.
And not only that, we can't figure out why the check engine light's on. But now you're driving around with a check engine light all the time. And you can drive yourself crazy trying to fix it, or figure out how to accept it.
Yep.
Go on about your business. And many, many, many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people do have to do that because those pesky check engine lights. So anyway, we digress again. But it's really part of ACT. It's part of how do you make the right thing easy to do? So we got that language from the folks around a horse trainer called Buck Brannaman, who uses a counterintuitive way to, how does he start horses? He calls it starting horses. Now, most people will call it breaking them. And that's it. So that's the command and control way. You break them in, break them. Whereas Buck and many others besides Buck, they start them. They never break them. They learn how to have a cooperative relationship with the horse. In the end, that's what it is. It's just horses sort of want to cooperate with you. So do dogs. Dogs and horses are very similar in this. For the most part, they want to have a relationship with you. It's part of their DNA. And so you can take advantage of that and have them, and they'll do most anything for you. And you never have to beat them.
No.
You never have to break them. Don't have to do that. And so, but they do it by setting things up so the right thing's easy to do. They set things up. The round pen, everything about working with the horse, they set it up so that the behavior they want is easy for the horse to do. And then once the horse does it, of course, they get rewarded for it. Simple behaviorism there. It's the same with people. You set things up and this is for yourself as well. Set things up so the right thing's easy to do. Which is easier, Phil? Working out in your house or driving 10 miles to the gym?
I've got the equipment in my basement. I've been running that experiment for a long time. Seems to work very well for me.
It seems to work, right? I too have that as well. And it turns out making it to the gym is hard.
Yeah.
It adds in all kinds
of
extra steps.
Right.
Many, many extra steps, any one of which can result in
derail. Yeah. Oh, like you get in your car and your check engine light comes on.
Your check engine light. There goes exercising. Yeah, you have to go to the gym because you live in a small apartment or something. Whatever.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Understand. But whatever you can do in life, you make the right thing easy to do. And that's what we've done with the Matrix. So most people treat ACT as this very difficult therapy.
Mm.
Wouldn't you say so, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Cerebral is kind of the idea here.
Cerebral therapy, right? and that there's all kinds of stuff that they got to understand. And
oh, yeah. A lot of words.
A lot of words. You paused me there because that's what I said to Kelly Wilson in his living room. Less words.
A lot of words.
and the whole point was that when you get wordy, you're teaching. Yeah. You're being teachy. And you're saying, gee, let me explain to you about walking while a person is sitting there. It's not walking. They need to be in the experience. And so what the Matrix becomes is this very easy setup. And by the way, Phil and I call it the setup.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And that's why we walk into a room and we draw the two lines and we write the question, who's important to you? And boom, we've established our sorting, or the potential for our sorting, and we're already hitting on the direction. Boom. So what's the right thing for the person to do? To tell me who's important. That's the right thing.
They can do that very easily.
And by the way, we have found out that people are solid at that.
They are really, really good. For the little ones,
really good. Right. I mean, if you ask them what are your values, you'll stump more than half of them.
Yeah.
You'll just stump them, and then you'll be in the business of explaining values to somebody. And now you're in the wrong cat. You're off in the pucker brush, as they would say up here in Maine. Most places they just call them weeds, but Mainer's got to be funny.
And there is definitely pucker. That's exactly what I think. When you say that, I always think about hiking in Acadia National Park, and nothing but them pucker bushes.
There's much pucker brush there. And so you get off that where we ask who's important to you, and they go, well, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, and so is somebody.
My cat, my dog.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's an animal. My horse is important. There you go. And we'll accept any of that because it establishes a direction. And now you can do the analysis. Is what you're doing working for your relationship with your dog? And a lot of people's relationship with their pet is very, very important. So that's fine. Now we've got a direction, and we can later ask the question, are the behaviors I'm doing working for that relationship? That's it. That's what you're setting up. So that's what we mean by setting things up, the art and science of making the right thing easy to do. The science part of it is the language, which is we're using a different language to talk about things than are usually. It's not cause and effect. I don't mean to be coy. We're not using cause and effect. The easiest way is you'll hear us say, have you noticed anxiety showing up? And well, that doesn't sound that unusual. Well, it actually is, because I'm not asking what caused the anxiety. And that's how most people do that. Oh, what was happening that caused anxiety to show up in your life? So they want a story out of it. Well, that sticks people. That's sticky. That story is sticky because of something. We won't get to that far into it. It's sticky. We don't want it to be sticky. So we just say, When's the last time you noticed anxiety showing up in your life?
Yep.
By the way, that's called contextualizing anxiety. That's the advanced term for that, meaning now they're thinking, anxiety showed up. Now, where was I? And where is the context? Now, was I in my house? Was I at the office? Was I at the store?
Driving down the road.
And I noticed my check engine light come
There
on.
you go.
Well, we can just beat that dead horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, when did it show up? You know, and there you go. And if you're like me, it would be, well, here now I got another car. Because they started putting them check engine lights in like in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, so I've gone through 3 or 4 cars at least. They think will come off. But so that's it. So we're setting things up. So when you hear Phil and I say we do the setup and why and I cannot stress enough, it really is how we do. Even if we're going to do a presentation to a large group of people, we go in beforehand, draw the 2 lines, and write the question, who's
like
important.
That. It looks just
like that. You know, we'll have that. So, and why? So people already know what the question is. It's like they're already familiar with the context. We're not springing anything to them. You know, now we will ask permission once they show in. We'll say, is it okay if I show you this point of view? Like, why in the world did he ask permission? Because it's nice.
It's very nice. People like being invited.
It's people like it's a social nicety.
Yeah.
Know? We're just not forcing it on. This is like the current AI thing. Part of the problems with the current AI thing, it's being shoved down our throats.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't ask for this. You know, well, you know, you really need this, but I didn't ask for it. Well, they don't even say sorry. They just say, yeah, well, tough it up.
Yep.
You know, but
we're here.
A big part of it is that human thing, and nobody asked for it. Yeah. And we're sort of getting tired of stuff being shoved down our throats that we didn't ask for. So to totally avoid that, Phil and I ask, is it okay if we show this to you? And everybody says yes. You know? And so, great. So, but now we've begun that collaborative way of doing things. Remember the horse? So instead of going in and starting, you know, throwing a rope on the horse or something, we don't do that. We let the horse get used to us first. That's the same with this. We ask, we show. People, they love to talk about who's important to them. Right away start talking about it. We get going. That's the same with individuals. We do that. Well, see, now we've set it up so the right thing, that is going through this ACT process, is easy to do. Is literally as easy as like falling off a log, you know, to use an alternative. Rolls right out. And now they're suddenly in the ACT process. And then later on you add sorting, and then later on you add workability. Voila.
Bingo.
And the workability comes from functional contextualism, and our careful use of language like showing up comes from relational frame theory. It just means that words are sticky. And also, I should say, well, it means that you can say a word and all kinds of crappy stuff can show up inside of you. Murder, you know. Yep. And love, like, that's sort of a yucky word, right? Because you say murder and you think of dead people and stabbing and shooting and, you know, and all sort of yucky. and so when you were born, you didn't know the word murder. It wasn't in your vocabulary, but once it did, it took on this emotional meaning to you. Well, tons of words do. As a matter of fact, you just never know when a word is going to have an emotional tie to somebody that's
you don't know what the emotional impact is.
And that, by the way, that's why Phil and I don't use values.
Yeah.
Because we had so many times that the word values set people off.
Oh, turned them right off. Felt disrespected.
Yeah. No, they didn't. I'm not saying everybody, but it was so much that
Enough.
it was. We were going to have trouble with it every week of our lives.
Yep.
And we didn't want that, so we just stopped using that term. So that's one. You just don't know. You would think, oh, values, we could have something wrong, an issue with values. Well, guess what? Some people do. And if you learn through experience, then you learn, well, I won't say that. I'll use a different word. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm just going to use a different word to get me there. And we just use who's important to you. That got us where. In the end of the day, it's always deathbed. On people's deathbed, you ask them, what would you, what could you have done different? I could have spent more time with loved ones, with the people I cared about. It's always that. Nobody says, I wish I made more money.
Yeah.
I spent more time at work. They don't say that. So we're really pointing at the deathbed thing when we say who's important to you, because we know that really is it. And if you're in jobs where you're not doing things for people who are important to you, they're known as soul sucking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. We all know. And you may well be in one of those soul sucking jobs. It's no fun to be in. So that's why we do that. So there you go. So the 3 stages that we do it is show people the matrix, light and breezy. Don't do anything particularly fancy with it. And then next, now you can do this all in one session too.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
There's no. It just counts on what you need to do in the context that you're working.
How much time you have, how much time they have, that kind of stuff.
If you need to get all this in an hour, not a problem.
It can be done.
You can absolutely do it. But if you wanted to do it over 3 sessions, that's fine too.
Do that too.
Whatever. But the basics is show the matrix, get them familiar with the board, then sorting. Tell me a story. It's basically you tell me a story about your life, and I'm going to have you sort elements of that story into the matrix. That's what shows up next. And then finally is we're going to ask the workability question. And going forward, you can notice, and there's that word notice. That's where that's the totality of Phil and I's mindfulness.
That's as deep as we go, folks.
We collapsed it to one word, notice or noticing, and that's it. We don't do any more mindfulness. But we will say to people, you might notice if it's working, if a behavior is working. And that's all any of us can ever do in life. We notice if something works to get us where we want to go, or we notice it's not working. Well, then basic evolution takes over. You keep the behaviors that work, and you discard or at least modify the behaviors that don't work. And if we all did that, well, we'd probably have a pretty good time. And so that's the point. So, but we're not seeking happiness, by the way. That's a trap, by the way. Even good old Russ Harris wrote the book, The Happiness Trap.
Happiness Trap,
He's right in the title. It is a trap. Don't go down that road. That's a trap.
Nope.
Simply doing things for people who are important to you is not a trap. It's an action. It's doable. You can monitor your success. How it works. That is how it works.
You'll see. You'll experience it.
You'll experience
all the time.
That's it. So that's what we're doing And all of this ends up being very counterintuitive. People want to drop this and go back over to power and control.
Oh, yeah.
So Phil and I we know that. So we accept that, that we're odd ducks. Now, we're not alone. There's quite a few of us odd ducks,
Yeah.
but we're outnumbered by the power and control folks.
Yes.
So, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Let's go no further than horse training. What they're called natural horsemanship, which is the Buck Brannaman kind. I mean, they're 10, 20% over here, 10, 20, 30%. I don't know what it is. And then, 60, 70, 80% or more over here is break horses.
Oh, yeah.
Beat them, control them. Same with dog training. We go to dog training. Dog training is usually very much done with, even clicker training can become very very controlled and not cooperative. So we have a friend or colleague who wrote a book.
Yeah.
A Shared Purpose.
Shared Purpose with your dog, I think it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, dog training this way, matrix way, so cooperative. So it's there. People use it. There's lots of natural horse people, lots of natural dog people, but it's not. We're not going to pretend that it's a majority. We will not. We will know we will probably never be the majority. But if you want to join and do, it's really cool. It's way easier than power and control.
Yep.
So that's the oddness of it, is the power and control actually takes a lot more work.
And does it take a lot of effort? Wow.
Once you learn how to set things up in this, the only learning curve is setting things up.
Yeah.
After that, it's very straightforward. And by the way, it's the same with horse training.
Yeah.
The training is how, one, to shift off power and control, and is get it to where you know the arena, you know how to address the horse, you know how to set things up. And once you set things up, then the world is your oyster. It's pretty easy after that. But humans have a powerful need, apparently. I don't know if it's born into them or it's just the context they're born into, but set up for power.
Well, yeah, I would say, wouldn't you say it's fair enough to say that we're born into a power and control world and / environment?
Yep, we are. And so this stuff is counterintuitive.
Yeah, right from the get-go.
Oh, right away. Oh, yeah. Even in our approach to, we don't introduce ourselves when we go to present or anything. That's needless information. We're just there to bring people into an experience if they want to. We ask them if they want to see it, and they say yes. Then we bring them into the experience. We show them how to do the experience, and then we're done.
Yep.
We don't call and check up on them or anything. No, therapy clients are coming back.
Yeah, they'll be back.
That's a different thing. But as far as presentations, no, we don't. People pick it up. Some people pick it up. A lot of people go back to the power and control. That's all right. You do this enough, you get very philosophical with accepting.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the coolest thing. It's sort of kind of this. Anthony Scaramucci.
Oh, yes.
The more you listen to him, the more you like him.
Yeah.
He's just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And so he's being interviewed by some British lady, and she described herself as some kind of pinko. I don't know if she said communist, but pinko liberal, super liberal, And Scaramucci, with the most pleasant look on his face, said, "Really? you describe yourself that way? And she said, yes, that's who I am. He said, oh, well, hello. I'm an American capitalist.
Yeah.
And you know what? They liked each other.
Yeah, they get along. I know who you're talking about, and they get
You
along real
see?
well. Yeah.
So some people with very different worldviews can still get along just fine.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was so genuine in that you could tell he liked her. He
Yeah.
liked that she was a pinko liberal,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
He thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
cool. Good for you, right?
I mean, he really genuinely thought it was
Yeah.
cool. It didn't mean he was going to change to being one.
No.
It was going to still be who he was, but it
Yep.
was a really cool interchange between the two. Very human, very nice, very
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you can accept the differences and have a good time. There you go.
yeah, it was cool. So it just brings that. So we can get along with power and control people.
Absolutely.
We can do that. We're okay. But this is something it's worth giving a try. You might just like it, and once you get into it, you'll discover it's not much work, and that's usually pretty popular. But
Yep.
I don't think we have anything more. I'm not going to belabor with a
No,
bunch
there's no reason to
heavy
go
duty
into
functional contextualism, RFT
No.
business,
Yep.
and unnecessary.
Yep.
Just do the setup, do some sorting, ask some workability questions, do a lot of chit chat, be nice to people, be kind. Kindness goes a long way, and people will. I guess I will say, you'll probably like what people come back and report to you.
Yeah.
Because they'll tend to come back telling you about how they did things for who's important to them.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's very touching stories.
It's very nice to hear. Very gratifying.
It's gratifying to hear those stories. So
Yep.
a person comes in from telling you a stuck story. I'm so depressed, I can't get out of my own way, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Stuck story. And then they're coming back saying, well, whatever, depressed, whatever, fine.
Yep.
I did this for my my girlfriend, or I did this for so-and-so. They're talking, they much more want to talk about what they did for other people.
Doing. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's acceptance, because the depression, anxiety, and whatever, that's all still over there. It's still there. It's just that they decided to let that be over there. And instead they talk about taking care of who's important.
Who's important.
But sometimes that's yourself as well. That's okay. Eat right, exercise, all that good stuff. So that's fine. We'll be back. We'll do more. We'll probably do another run at it, because no matter how much we do runs at these, it seems like new people keep showing up.
Yeah.
And wanting to learn about this ACT matrix way of doing ACT. The ACT at its core is this. It ends up being this. The traditional ACT is very wordy, very collegiate, erudite. It's not at all appropriate for the people that Phil and I used to work with. We didn't like that.
They were not that. No,
they were that, right? So we have this method. It works fine. It even works for the smart people. They think it's cool. So that's fun. So we'll be back. I don't know. Maybe what is next week?
It's still the end of June.
Nothing. We'll probably be back. We'll probably do another one.
Yep.
Probably do another one. This Sunday is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day.
Father's Day to all you dads out there.
Before then, and even if you don't, there's always a Father's Day next year. So.
That's right.
Have a good one. And if you can, click on and buy one of our courses. If you need APA accredited course, or not, Buy one of those that supports us, keeps us doing this stuff. We don't do hard sell. We don't. We just don't. I won't explain why.
Yeah.
We don't want to be doing stuff purely for money. I will say why. That's it. We don't. If you come down to it and you go, oh, yeah, I'm doing this for money. Well, maybe the right answer is I'm doing this to make just enough money to eat and put a roof over my head and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I quit and take care of who's important to me. There you go.
That's workable.
That's a workable. Yeah, that's workable. We'll go with that. So we'll be back next week, probably.
Yeah.
And if you want us to talk about anything other than beginning, intermediate, and advanced act, let us know.
Shoot us an email. Be in touch.
Other than that, we'll just keep doing that.
Yeah. There's Jazz.
Jazz is here.
He says, I love the talk and how it all relates to RFT and FC and how you state it so simply. Would love more advanced content.
That's because she's that kind of advanced.
Yeah.
Well, we might.
Yeah.
What would we do? Advanced squared? Meta advanced.
Meta. Advanced and beyond. How about that?
Advanced and beyond. Good idea.
Like Buzz Lightyear.
And what she just said, that would be nothing but deeper into functional contextualism, that philosophy stuff, and deeper into RFT, relational frame theory. That's advanced. And you can talk about that. Go read a book. You want to read a really cool book? Get a purple book called Relational Frame Theory. Nobody will buy it because it costs like $80 off. It's really expensive.
That was not written with making the right thing easy to do in mind. Let's put it that way.
Oh my God, no. That's really hard. It can be important to know, but in my experience, working with people, I guess it's good to have in the back of your head. I learned a bunch of it because I'm a PhD type. But the older I get, I think the less of a PhD type I am. Age will do that to you, right?
Humbles.
Humbles you. Line out of No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Age will flatten a man.
There you go. Yeah. That's a good line.
That's a good line. Very linear. Right. So anyway, we might do that jazz because we like jazz. So we'll do it for jazz.
Yeah, what the heck?
We're good for that.
Gotta run.
Okay. Bye-bye, folks.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah, really. Take care. Rough world out there.
Yeah. Be nice.